Hello everybody, this is Kiran and today we are going to talk about what is regression testing. We'll also see how regression testing is different from retesting. Now, to begin with, first let's understand what is the definition of regression testing. Now, we have done some testing on a particular build and everything is working fine. Everything is perfectly working fine. And then we get some change requirements. There is some changes done on the code by the developer. Now these changes can be because of various reasons we'll talk about that. But let's say there has been some changes in the code. Now we have to test, and we have to test to make sure that this new changes in the code, the new changes whatever has been done in the code, is not affecting the already existent running software. Repeating the definition. So initially everything was working fine. We got some changes in the code. We have to do the testing now. Now we are doing this testing to make sure that this whatever change has been done in the code is not affecting our already existent running software. So what all changes can happen? There can be a requirement modification. There can be a slight change request from the client. So in that case, there will be an updation in the code. So we have to do testing in that case. There can be a new feature altogether added up. Like everything was tested, a new feature has been added up. Now we have to do the testing, regression testing, to make sure this new feature is not affecting everything else and it is also working fine, of course. There can be a defect fixing. There can be a bug fixing, because of which there can be changes in the code, and there can be deviations. There can be issues which can arise due to the defect fixing. And there can be some performance issue. There can be some server related issue, because of which there is a code fix needed. So then again we have to do a regression testing in that case. So I will show you the regression using a diagram so that it remains intact in everybody's mind. So there are some techniques before the diagram. There are some techniques using which we can do regression testing. The technique is to either retest all the test cases, or we can do a selection of the area which is being affected and then do testing only on those test cases. So regression test selection can be done. Or in case of time crunch, we can prioritize our test cases. So if you don't want to test everything, we don't have enough time to test everything, we'll prioritize which all test cases we have to test as a part of this regression build. So these are the techniques which you can apply as a regression testing. So there are different tools, like all automation tools come under the regression. Most of the tools which are being used, like Selenium, QTP, RFT, all these are regression testing tools in automation. So we will see a diagram in order to get a clear picture on what regression testing is. So let's imagine this website we are testing. Okay, so currently we're testing this home page of the website, which is having some products listed. We can see there's a search box here, and then there is a left navigation panel with all the categories listed. This is a normal e-commerce website view. So you got this website, everything is working fine. Now there's some changes which has been made on the search here. Here some changes were made. Okay, now you have to do the testing. So this is the search module, let's say. Let's just write it here. So this is the search module which got through some changes. Okay, which got through some changes. Here is the search box. So now when you type in some keyword, the search result is not coming as it used to. So this changes came because of some change request from the client, let's say, or there has been some bug fixes, let's say. So now the result has broken. So the regression is failing. So this new change has actually broken the already running software. Initially it was working fine. Everything was working fine. It was perfect. Now this change has come. So what happens in regression, I'll show you. This is, let's say, a previous piece of code. In this previous piece of code, we had some 3 lines of code. And it was all tested fine. Everything was perfect. So everything was working fine. Now, due to this change requirement, 2 lines of codes were added, let's say. Now we have to make sure that these 3 lines which were already running fine is working fine, and also this entire set of 5 lines are also running fine. So we have to check that this new 2 lines is not affecting this already running software. So that's regression testing, wherein we are making sure that any new changes have not affected the already existent running software, right? So that is regression testing. And what is retesting? Retesting is completely related to bug fixes. So let's say you have raised any issues. This is bug 1, let's say. You have raised this bug based on you were not able to buy this product. Let's say this was the bug. You are not able to buy this product. So developer made some changes, he did some fixes. Now if you are doing retesting, retesting will be only focusing on testing this particular feature. It will not test anything beyond. It will not test anything beyond it. So if this is the fix which has been done, so as a retester or when you're retesting, you will be only checking that this particular item you can buy or not. So if you're able to buy it, then it is retested and the bug has been closed. So bug will be closed, and if it is still open, then it will be reopened. So retesting will be focusing on that particular issue itself. Regression testing will be making sure that the new changes have not affected the old software, right? Going back to the PPT. Difference between regression and retesting. Retesting means testing the functionality or the bug again to make sure that the code fix is working fine. If it's not, we'll have to reopen the issue. And regression testing is completely related to make sure that whatever changes our code has went through, this new changes are not affecting the other parts of the software. As simple as that. So mostly challenges in regression testing is because of time crunches, because there are a large suite and we have very less time. So we always fight for the time to complete the regression testing. That certainly remains a challenge throughout in the IT industry. But again, we have to wisely plan our testing, and we have to actually do the regression testing very importantly. That's where we are actually focusing so much into automation, that we are moving to automation and we are saving our time in the regression testing. So today we learned about what regression testing is, how it is different from retesting, and in the upcoming sessions we'll learn more about testing. So that's all from today's session. Thank you everybody.